names of people and places have been changed. I moved to the small town of Ravens Hollow in search of a fresh start. The air was thick with anticipation as I stepped off the bus, clutching my suitcase. The town exuded an eerie aura, with its dilapidated buildings and narrow streets. I secured a job at an old mansion-turned-estate, hoping it would help me settle in and find my place. Little did I know, Ravens Hollow held secrets I never could have imagined. I hail from a town where life moved at the gentle rhythm of the river flowing through its heart. Growing up in that tranquil haven, I found solace in the simplicity and tight-knit community that surrounded me. But as I grew older, my dreams stretched beyond the boundaries of that peaceful existence, beckoning me towards the bright lights and towering skyscrapers of the nearby city. Eager to chase my ambitions, I ventured into the pulsating heart of the urban jungle, pursuing a career as a freelance graphic designer. The city became my canvas, its vibrant energy fueling my imagination. I immersed myself in the vibrant art scene, basking in the galleries, exhibitions, and the kaleidoscope of creative minds that populated every corner. It was a whirlwind of inspiration, and for a time, I thrived on the chaos and excitement. Yet, as the days turned into months, a growing weariness seeped into my bones. The constant buzz and never-ending rush left me yearning for respite, a sanctuary where I could reconnect with the peace that had once filled my soul. And so, with my portfolio clutched tightly in my hands, I made the decision that would alter the course of my life. Ravens Hollow called to me, a small town whispered about for its tranquil beauty and secluded nature. It was an escape from the clamor, an opportunity to rekindle my passion for art and rediscover the quietude that had eluded me in the city's embrace. Leaving behind the neon lights and towering buildings, I ventured towards a new chapter, yearning for the stillness and connection to nature that Ravens Hollow promised. As I settled into my new life, a sense of serenity washed over me. The quiet streets, lined with charming cottages and hidden corners, embraced me with open arms. I spent my days surrounded by the soothing embrace of nature's beauty, finding inspiration in the rustling of leaves and the gentle melody of birdsong. Ravens Hollow became my sanctuary, a place where I could paint my dreams onto canvases and let my creativity flourish. And so, here I stand, at the crossroads of a fresh start, ready to embrace the tranquil haven that Ravens Hollow offers. It's a homecoming of sorts, a return to the roots that nurtured my passion for art. As I embark on this new journey, I am filled with anticipation and uncertainty, eager to unlock the secrets that lie hidden within this quiet town and discover the wonders that await me. The first few days in Ravens Hollow were a whirlwind of emotions, as excitement mingled with an unsettling sense of unease. The town seemed to hold its secrets close, its residents cautious and guarded around outsiders like myself. Despite the undercurrent of apprehension, I was eager to explore this enigmatic place that had become my new home. My new job at Blackwood Manor, an imposing and once grand estate, added to the intrigue that permeated Ravens Hollow. The position had come about unexpectedly, as if the winds of fate had guided me there. I had submitted my portfolio to various employers in the town, hoping to secure a job that would sustain my passion for graphic design. To my surprise, it was Mr. Sebastian Blackwood himself who extended an offer of employment. Mr. Blackwood, the enigmatic figure who seemed to hold the town in his thrall, was the owner of Blackwood Manor. With his piercing gaze and an aura of mystery, he exuded an otherworldly charm that fascinated and unnerved me simultaneously. His reasons for hiring me remained a puzzle, shrouded in secrecy. Perhaps it was my artistic skills, a means to breathe life back into the neglected grandeur of the manor. Or perhaps there was something more beneath the surface, a hidden motive that even I couldn't fathom. As I stepped through the heavy doors of Blackwood Manor on my first day, an eerie stillness seemed to hang in the air. The grandeur of the estate, frozen in time, held an undeniable allure, but the shadows that danced at the corners of my vision sent shivers down my spine. Strange echoes reverberated through the dimly lit halls, their origins mysterious and unsettling. It was as if the house itself held secrets, whispering its past to those willing to listen. With each passing day, doubts gnawed at my resolve. Was this the right decision? Should I have been more cautious before accepting a position in such an enigmatic place? Yet, something compelled me to stay. The allure of unraveling the mysteries that clung to Blackwood Manor and Raven's Hollow was too potent to resist. I was determined to confront the shadows, to bring light to the secrets hidden within those ancient walls. One evening, an anonymous invitation arrived in my mailbox. The parchment was weathered, bearing an intricate symbol. The words were cryptic, inviting me to a party rumored to be exclusive and unforgettable. Despite a nagging sense of foreboding, curiosity got the better of me. I couldn't resist the allure of something new, something exciting. I accepted the invitation, longing for a sense of belonging in this strange town, even if it was a bit weird. I arrived at the designated location deep within the woods, a desolate mansion standing as a solitary sentinel in the darkness. The moon cast an eerie glow upon its weathered facade, intensifying the foreboding atmosphere that surrounded it. Despite the gnawing unease that tingled in my veins, I summoned the courage to step inside, curiosity overriding my trepidation. As the heavy doors creaked open, I was met with an electric energy that crackled in the air. Shadows danced across the dimly lit foyer, and a shiver ran down my spine. Mr. Sebastian Blackwood, my enigmatic boss, greeted me with a warm smile, his piercing eyes seemingly holding secrets I could only begin to comprehend. The attendees, a gathering of unfamiliar faces, were enthralled by his presence, hanging on his every word with a mix of reverence and devotion. The atmosphere within the mansion was hauntingly surreal. Candles flickered with an ethereal glow, casting long shadows that danced in rhythm with the murmurs of the guests. Unsettling paintings adorned the walls, their macabre imagery sending shivers down my spine. Something felt off, and an unexplainable sense of dread settled deep within me. As the night unfolded, the true nature of the gathering began to reveal itself. The attendees, hushed whispers slipping from their lips, spoke of dark rituals and hidden truths. The conversations carried an air of reverence and a disturbing undercurrent of fanaticism. The lines between devotion and blind submission blurred, and it became evident that this was no ordinary party. As the hours wore on, the numbers swelled. What began as a few gathered souls turned into a congregation bound by a shared belief in something far more sinister. I watched in disbelief as rituals unfolded before my eyes, dark ceremonies that defied reason and sent a chill coursing through my veins. It was a symphony of madness, a twisted dance between shadow and devotion which I won't describe here. Fear gripped me tightly, constricting my chest with each passing moment. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning. I had stumbled into the heart of a cult. Panic surged through my veins as I realized the danger that surrounded me, the depth of depravity I had unknowingly been lured into. With a pounding heart and trembling hands, I made my escape, my footsteps echoing through the mansion's dimly lit corridors. I ran as if my life depended on it, the sound of my own frantic breathing reverberating in my ears. The darkness of the night seemed to close in around me, as if the very forest itself conspired to keep me captive. I sought solace in the nearest town, my voice quivering as I desperately tried to relay the horrors I had witnessed. But to my dismay, my claims were met with dismissive glances and skeptical gazes. The townspeople regarded me as a paranoid outsider, unable to fathom the possibility of such darkness lurking in their midst. Undeterred, I turned to the authorities, hoping to find someone who would listen, who would believe me. But my pleas fell on deaf ears, my words lost in the abyss of disbelief. The cult's reach extended far and wide, woven into the fabric of this town, and my attempts to expose their malevolence were met with resistance and denial. Haunted by the knowledge I had stumbled upon, I became consumed by terror and paranoia. The cult seemed to be watching my every move. I delved deeper, desperate to gather evidence to expose Mr. Blackwood and his followers. But my efforts were in vain. I encountered dead ends and roadblocks at every turn. Overwhelmed and unable to trust anyone, I made the agonizing decision to flee the town, leaving my hopes of revealing the cult's true nature behind. In a frenzied rush, I packed my belongings, constantly looking over my shoulder. I knew I had to escape Raven's Hollow, to sever all ties to the cult and its twisted grip. As I evaded their relentless pursuit, my heart pounded in my chest. The town grew distant in the rearview mirror, a bittersweet departure that marked the end of my quest for truth. I settled in a new town, haunted by the memories of my encounter with the cult. My experience had forever changed me. The scars remained, affecting my ability to trust and casting a shadow over my interactions with others. I longed for closure, for justice, but it seemed that the cult's influence reached far beyond the borders of Raven's Hollow. Through the nightmares and lingering fear, I discovered an inner strength, a resilience that helped me face my fears head-on. Though I mourned the lost opportunity to expose the cult's dark secrets, I knew that my escape was necessary for my own survival. As I looked back on the events that unfolded, a sense of the unknown loomed, hinting at the cult's pervasive reach. The story of Raven's Hollow and Mr. Blackwood's cult remained a chilling mystery, a reminder that evil can lurk in the most unsuspecting places. And so, I continued my journey, forever changed by the party I wish I had never attended. If you like our stories, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons to see them when we upload. Love you all for the support. My name is Jake, I drive trucks. For about a decade now, I've crisscrossed the rugged landscapes of the United States, hauling loads from one destination to another. My days are filled with long hours behind the wheel, punctuated by fleeting moments of rest in roadside motels. I'm no ghost hunter or conspiracy theorist. I'm just a man with a deep curiosity about the world and a keen eye for the extraordinary. You won't find me scoffing at tales of strange things or dismissing UFO sightings outright. Nope, I keep an open mind because, out here, you never know what's just around the next bend. I've had my fair share of breakdowns, long waits for mechanics, and nights spent staring at the stars while stranded in the middle of nowhere. But even those moments have their own magic. There's something about the solitude of the road, the hum of the engine, and the whisper of the wind that fills my soul with a sense of freedom and adventure. But this night was something different. It was a chilly evening as I drove my truck through the vast and mysterious landscapes of the Pacific Northwest. Over the years, I had seen my fair share of oddities on the road, from strange roadside attractions to eerie ghost towns. But nothing could have prepared me for the night I encountered something truly unbelievable. As I made my way down a deserted stretch of highway, my truck suddenly sputtered and came to a halt. "Not again," I muttered, pulling over to the side of the road. I knew this wasn't going to be an easy fix, so I radioed for a mechanic and settled in to wait. The woods surrounding me felt dense and imposing. The darkness seemed to creep closer, and the eerie silence made my skin crawl. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease, reminding myself that it was just another long night on the road. As minutes turned into what felt like hours, my nerves started to fray. That's when I heard a rustling sound coming from the tree line. I peered out the window, trying to see what was causing the disturbance. At first, I thought it might be a curious animal, but what I saw next defied all logic. Fist-sized rocks came hurtling through the air, first one, then another, then several in rapid succession, crashing into the side of my truck. I ducked down instinctively, fearing for my safety. Then, emerging from the shadows, was a towering figure unlike anything I had ever seen before. It was massive, covered in shaggy hair, and had a face that seemed both human and beastly. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was what I can only assume was what people call Bigfoot. Bigfoot was real, or at least, that's what I was seeing. As the creature approached my truck, I could feel the adrenaline surging through my veins. I didn't know what the creature wanted or if it meant me any harm, but I was not going to take any chances. I locked the doors and hid inside, praying that the sturdy metal would protect me. But the creature didn't stop at throwing rocks. It seemed determined to get to me, banging on the truck's exterior with incredible force. Each thud reverberated through the cabin, making my heart pound even harder. The sheer power of Bigfoot was overwhelming, and I realized just how vulnerable I was. As the monster's onslaught continued, I felt a primal fear grip me like never before. The creature's relentless assault on my truck seemed almost calculated, as if it wanted to break through the sturdy metal barrier that separated us. Each thunderous bang echoed through the cabin, resonating in my bones, and I could hear the metal groaning under the force of the blows. My mind raced, trying to make sense of the situation. Was this some kind of territorial display? Or was the Sasquatch creature genuinely threatening me? I had heard stories of encounters with this elusive creature before, but nothing could have prepared me for this harrowing confrontation. As seconds turned into minutes, the banging intensified, and I found myself shrinking further into the shadows of the cabin. The adrenaline coursing through my veins kept me hyper-aware of every sound, every movement. My breaths were shallow, and my heart pounded so loud I feared the creature might hear it. The inside of the truck felt like a pressure cooker, my fear and anxiety reaching a boiling point. I knew I had to keep myself together, stay calm and rational, but it was easier said than done. My hands trembled on the steering wheel as I considered my options. I weighed the risks of venturing outside against the potential danger of staying put. Panic threatened to consume me, but deep down, I knew that leaving the safety of the truck could be a fatal mistake. I huddled close to the window, trying to catch a glimpse of the creature without being seen. Outside, the moon cast eerie shadows, making it difficult to discern much detail. But through the darkness, I could make out the massive, shaggy form of Bigfoot. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, reflecting a mix of curiosity and something I couldn't quite place, a hint of something more complex than mere aggression. Time seemed to stand still as I waited for the confrontation to end. The rhythmic thumping against the truck's exterior persisted, but gradually, the force behind each blow lessened. Was Bigfoot losing interest, or was it merely toying with me? Just as abruptly as the attack began, it ceased. The woods fell silent again, leaving me in a state of disbelief and exhaustion. My heart still pounded, but now with a mixture of lingering fear and lingering awe. The encounter had been surreal, and I struggled to reconcile what I had experienced with the reality I had known my entire life. As I sat there, collecting my thoughts and catching my breath, I couldn't help but wonder what had driven Bigfoot to act with such force and determination. The encounter had left me shaken and changed. In hindsight, the whole attack lasted less than a few minutes from the rocks to the monster pounding on my cab. But they were probably the most terrifying 5 minutes of my life, leaving me with a newfound respect for the mysteries that lurk in the hidden corners of our world. Time passed in a blur as I huddled in my truck, waiting for the mechanic to arrive. It felt like an eternity before I heard the distant sound of an approaching vehicle. Relief washed over me as I knew help was finally on its way. When the mechanic arrived, he was taken aback by the extent of the damage to my truck. "What on earth happened here?" he asked, surveying the dents and scratches. I don't know," I stammered, unsure of how to explain the truth. Who would believe that I had just had a run-in with Bigfoot? As the mechanic worked on my truck, I couldn't shake the memory of that towering creature. It felt like something out of a wild fantasy or a horror movie. But deep down, I knew what I had seen was real, even if nobody else would ever believe me. From that day on, I became more than just a truck driver with odd road stories. I became a witness to something truly extraordinary. Whenever I shared my tale with fellow drivers or locals, I was met with skepticism and laughter. But I knew what I saw, and it was a memory that would stay with me for the rest of my life. So, as I continue my journeys through the vast and enigmatic landscapes of the Pacific Northwest, I can't help but wonder what other secrets these woods might hold. And while I may never encounter Bigfoot again, I will forever carry that night with me, a testament to the mysteries that lie just beyond our understanding. I never believed in ghosts. Growing up, I dismissed the tales of haunted houses and spooky encounters as nothing more than imaginative stories told to entertain and frighten. But that all changed when I entered college and moved into my dorm room. My name is Emily, a young woman with dreams as vast as the open sky. I come from a small town nestled in the heartland of America. I had always yearned for more. More knowledge, more experiences, and above all, more opportunities to chase after my aspirations. Leaving behind the comfort of my close-knit community, I set out on a new chapter of my life as I embarked on my college journey. With a passion for unraveling the mysteries of the human mind, I had chosen to pursue a degree in psychology, eager to explore the complexities of the human psyche and make a difference in the lives of others. Raised in a modest family, I had been instilled with the values of hard work, determination, and the pursuit of knowledge. My parents, both working tirelessly to provide for our family, had been my guiding lights, teaching me the importance of perseverance and never giving up on my dreams. It was their unwavering support that had fueled my desire to leave the familiar behind and venture into the unknown. I felt full of hope and excitement. I eagerly embraced the independence and adventure that awaited me at college. My parents bid me farewell, and I entered the creaky old dorm building that would be my home for the next 4 years. My assigned room was on the top floor, tucked away in a dimly lit corridor. The moment I stepped inside, an eerie chill ran down my spine, as if the very air whispered secrets of the past. But I brushed it off, attributing it to the old building's character. Nightfall came, and I settled into bed, ready to embrace the freedom of college life. As I drifted off to sleep, the sound of footsteps echoed outside my door, faint at first, then growing louder and closer. I jolted awake, heart pounding, only to find silence reigning over the dorm once again. Days blended into weeks, and with each passing moment, the haunting of my dorm room intensified, plunging me into a relentless cycle of fear and uncertainty. In the dimly lit space, objects took on a life of their own, mocking the laws of physics. A book that lay neatly on my desk would vanish, only to reappear in a chaotic heap on the floor. The very essence of the room seemed to writhe with an unseen presence, an energy that defied logic. Shadows, twisted and contorted, danced along the walls, their movements erratic and purposeless. They slithered and wriggled, as if taunting my senses with their ethereal existence. I would catch glimpses of them from the corner of my eye, fleeting apparitions that left me questioning my own sanity. Were they mere tricks of the light, or something far more sinister? The temperature within the room became a capricious entity, toying with my sense of comfort and stability. In the dead of night, I would awaken to a bone-chilling coldness that seeped into my very soul, causing my breath to crystallize in the frigid air. Then, as if on a whim, the room would transform into a stifling furnace, suffocating me in its oppressive heat. It was as if the spirit that dwelled within those walls reveled in the torment it inflicted upon me. But the nightmares were the most harrowing experiences of all. Each night, as sleep claimed me, I was ensnared in a web of darkness and despair. The realm of my dreams became a distorted reflection of my waking reality, twisted and contorted beyond recognition. And there, amidst the suffocating blackness, stood the figure of the spectral woman. Her presence exuded a chilling sorrow, her eyes hollow voids that seemed to peer into the depths of my soul. She would approach me with slow, deliberate steps, her ethereal form gliding soundlessly across the nightmarish landscape. Her whispers, like twisted laments, filled the air, but the words were foreign to my ears, a language long forgotten by the living. The weight of dread settled upon me, suffocating my every breath, as the line between the waking world and the realm of dreams blurred into an unsettling amalgamation. I would awaken, drenched in cold sweat, my heart racing, unable to shake the lingering sense of unease that clung to me like a shroud. In the stillness of those haunted nights, I yearned for escape, for respite from the relentless onslaught of otherworldly phenomena. But the room held me captive, its dark history intertwining with my own, binding us together in a twisted dance of fear and curiosity. I was both a witness and a victim, unable to escape the clutches of a dorm room that had become a portal to the unknown, forever altering the trajectory of my college experience. Desperate for answers, I sought out other students who had lived in the dorm before me. Their stories mirrored mine, their experiences echoing the same chilling encounters. Tales of unexplained phenomena, sleepless nights, and inexplicable fear filled my ears. The haunting seemed to have a history, a past that had woven itself into the very fabric of the building. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved into the archives of the college's history. It was there that I stumbled upon the chilling tale of a young woman who had taken her own life in that very room. She had been consumed by sorrow and despair, her spirit forever trapped within the confines of the dorm. The pieces of the puzzle began to align, and the eerie occurrences suddenly made sense. Armed with this knowledge, I mustered the courage to confront the restless spirit. I lit candles, burned sage, and spoke softly, urging her to find peace and release the bonds that held her in this world. A calmness settled over the room, and the presence slowly dissipated into the ether. The remainder of my college years were haunted only by memories of that fateful dorm room. Though I had triumphed over the supernatural, the experience had left an indelible mark on my psyche. I had learned firsthand that the line between the real and the paranormal is much thinner than we could ever imagine. And since that day, I have carried with me a newfound respect for the unknown, forever aware of the ghosts that may lurk in the shadows, waiting to be discovered. I am no stranger to the darkness that dwells within the human soul. As a child, I sought refuge in the pages of books, immersing myself in tales of adventure and mystery. Those stories ignited a flame within me, a relentless curiosity that drove me to explore the world's hidden enigmas. Growing up in a coastal town, the sea became my sanctuary, a place where the vastness of the unknown beckoned me with its secrets. It was there, on the shores of my childhood, that I discovered my passion for diving. The weightlessness, the silence, the profound connection with nature, it all drew me deeper, both literally and metaphorically. Over the years, my passion grew into an obsession. I became a cave diver, navigating the labyrinthine darkness that lay hidden beneath the Earth's surface. Each dive was a testament to my endurance, pushing the boundaries of human exploration. But it was never about just the adrenaline or the thrill of discovery. For me, it was an escape, a way to confront the shadows within myself and find solace in the depths. And so, when whispers of an uncharted cave reached my ears, I couldn't resist the call. This cave, nestled in the heart of an untamed wilderness, was said to hold secrets untold, legends of forgotten civilizations, and mythical creatures. It was a challenge, an opportunity to unveil the mysteries that lay dormant beneath layers of rock and water. With my gear meticulously prepared and my heart pounding with anticipation, I embarked on this journey, knowing full well the risks that lay ahead. The cave stood as a foreboding gateway, a portal to the unknown. But I was not one to shy away from uncertainty, rather, I embraced it as an integral part of my being. Little did I know that this dive, this descent into darkness, would test not only my physical limits, but also my very will to survive. The mermaid creature that lay in wait, with its enchanting allure and deadly intentions, would become a haunting reminder of the horrors that can be unleashed when one ventures too far into the abyss. This is the story of that fateful encounter, a tale of a diver's battle against the malevolent forces lurking within the hidden depths. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit of exploration and the ever-present darkness that accompanies it. Join me as we delve into the chilling realm where reality and nightmare intertwine, a place where a single misstep can lead to the ultimate sacrifice. I was always drawn to the mysteries hidden beneath the Earth's surface. As a cave diver, I had explored numerous underwater caves, pushing myself to the limits of my physical and mental endurance. Each dive was a delicate dance between danger and exhilaration, but nothing could have prepared me for the horror that awaited me deep within the dark recesses of an uncharted cave. It was an eerie autumn evening when I stumbled upon an obscure lead, whispered among the tight-knit community of cave divers. The rumor spoke of an unexplored cave, said to hold secrets untold and an otherworldly beauty that defied human imagination. Unable to resist the allure of the unknown, I embarked on a journey to uncover the truth. Descending into the depths of the uncharted cave, I was immediately enveloped by an oppressive darkness. My feeble flashlight barely penetrated the black void, and the air seemed to grow colder with every breath. I pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity that outweighed any fear. As I swam further into the cavernous depths, I noticed a faint, ethereal glow emanating from an opening ahead. My heart quickened, and a mix of awe and trepidation consumed me. It was then that I caught a glimpse of something in the distance, a figure, slender and graceful, with a mesmerizing aura. The creature was unlike anything I had ever seen, a mermaid, but not as the tales and legends portrayed. This being exuded a sense of ancient wisdom and untold secrets. Enchanted and fearful, I approached cautiously, my heart pounding in my chest. The mermaid creature turned its radiant eyes toward me, and a shiver ran down my spine. Its beauty was undeniable, but there was an unnerving intensity behind those piercing eyes. Without warning, the creature lunged at me, its ethereal form transforming into something sinister. Razor-sharp claws reached for my throat as the water around me churned violently. Panic consumed me as I fought for survival, desperately wriggling free from its grip. The mermaid's face contorted into a twisted, malevolent grin as it fought to drag me deeper into the murky depths, where darkness reigned supreme. Adrenaline surged through my veins, granting me a momentary burst of strength. I managed to break free from its clutches, gasping for air as I propelled myself toward the surface. Fear and determination propelled me forward, but the creature pursued relentlessly, its wrath echoing through the cavern. I emerged into the outside world, gasping for breath and shivering from both cold and terror. The mermaid creature, thwarted in its attempt to drown me, watched from the depths, its vengeful eyes a haunting reminder of the ordeal I had narrowly escaped. To this day, I can still hear its haunting siren song in my dreams, a chilling melody that reminds me of the perils that lurk beneath the surface. The mermaid creature was but one among many secrets hidden within the labyrinthine caves, and I now carry the weight of that encounter as a grim reminder of the unknown horrors that lie beneath our feet. After my harrowing escape from the clutches of the mermaid creature, I knew I had to warn others about the danger lurking in the depths of that uncharted cave. My heart still raced with the memory of its malevolent gaze, and I couldn't bear the thought of another diver falling victim to its wrath. With a renewed sense of purpose, I emerged from the cave and sought out fellow cave divers, sharing my spine-chilling tale. At first, they greeted my story with a mix of skepticism and intrigue. Some dismissed it as a product of my overactive imagination, while others felt a shiver run down their spines, recognizing the fear that gripped my voice. Together, we formed a team dedicated to uncovering the truth about the mermaid creature that haunted my dreams. Armed with a desire to protect our fellow divers, we embarked on an exhaustive search for any evidence that could substantiate my claims. Our efforts led us deep into the dark recesses of the uncharted cave. We meticulously scoured every nook and cranny, hoping to find some trace of the creature's existence. But the cave remained silent, as if guarding its secrets with an impenetrable cloak of darkness. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet our search yielded no concrete evidence of the mermaid creature's presence. We stumbled upon peculiar markings on the cave walls, faint whispers of unknown languages, and eerie echoes that seemed to reverberate from unseen depths. But without a tangible link to the creature, our findings remained inconclusive and maddeningly elusive. Despite the lack of definitive proof, I knew in my heart that the encounter was real. The wounds on my body and the nightmares that plagued my sleep were stark reminders of the horrors that I had faced. But without tangible evidence, convincing others proved to be an uphill battle, and doubts began to creep into our once united group. Eventually, we had to accept that the mermaid creature, for now, would remain a creature of myth and legend to the outside world. The cave reclaimed its secrets, leaving us with only haunting memories and unanswered questions. But for me, the encounter was a turning point. It was a stark reminder of the unfathomable mysteries that dwell beneath the Earth's surface and the dangers that await those who dare to venture into the unknown. From that day forward, I carried the weight of that encounter as a solemn responsibility, a reminder to tread carefully, to respect the hidden forces that lie beyond our understanding. And so, the tale of the mermaid creature faded into the annals of personal experiences, whispered among those who had walked the precipice of madness and returned with a newfound respect for the line that separates reality from the realms of nightmares. It remains a story passed down among divers, a chilling reminder of the unseen perils that lurk within the depths, awaiting their next unsuspecting victim. I never thought that a simple camping trip could turn into a harrowing tale of deceit and terror. My name is Sarah, and I was once part of a tight-knit group of friends, strong, independent women who sought solace in the embrace of nature. Little did we know that our desire for tranquility would lead us into a nightmare we would never forget. Growing up, I always had a sense of adventure and a thirst for exploring the unknown. It was that yearning that brought me closer to my group of friends, each of us bonded by our love for nature and the wild. We called ourselves the Wanderlust Sisters, a fitting name for the adventurous souls that we were. Among us was Emily, a vibrant and free-spirited woman whose laughter could light up the darkest room. We shared countless memories together, from hiking rugged trails to camping beneath starlit skies. Emily's infectious energy brought us together and made every experience feel magical. As for me, I had always been drawn to the beauty of nature. The call of the mountains, the whispers of the forests, they called to my soul, beckoning me to embark on new adventures. It was during one of these expeditions that I stumbled upon a hidden gem, a secluded campground nestled deep within the woods. I knew that this was the perfect place for our next excursion. With a sparkle in my eyes and excitement coursing through my veins, I gathered the Wanderlust sisters and shared my discovery. The enthusiasm was contagious, and we quickly began making plans for our upcoming camping trip. We longed to escape the noise and chaos of the city, to find solace in the embrace of the wilderness. And so, the day arrived when we set off on our journey. The car was filled with laughter, anticipation, and the promise of unforgettable memories. Emily, always the life of the party, radiated joy from the moment we started our adventure. Her vibrant spirit was infectious, lighting up the car and fueling our excitement. As we arrived at the secluded campground, a sense of serenity washed over us. The towering trees, the scent of pine in the air, it was a paradise far removed from the worries of everyday life. We set up our tents, our laughter blending with the sounds of nature, and the campfire became the centerpiece of our gathering, casting dancing shadows around us. But little did we know that our peaceful excursion would soon spiral into a nightmare we could never have imagined. The events that unfolded during that camping trip would test our bonds, challenge our sanity, and forever alter the course of our lives. My heart aches as I recall the memories. The laughter turned to fear, the joy transformed into horror. Emily, our beloved friend, became entangled in a web of deceit, and it was up to us to unravel the twisted truth. But little did we know that the darkness that surrounded us would only deepen, threatening to consume us all. I remember that fateful camping trip in the woods like it was yesterday. The crisp air, the towering trees, and the laughter of my dear friends, a group of strong, independent women. We sought solace in the wilderness, away from the chaos of the world. Little did we know that our peaceful excursion would quickly descend into a nightmarish tale of deception and horror. We arrived at the secluded campground, a hidden gem far from civilization. The scent of pine filled the air as we set up our tents, our excitement growing with each passing moment. The crackling campfire provided warmth and light, casting eerie shadows around us as we shared stories, jokes, and toasted marshmallows. Among us was Emily, a vibrant soul with an infectious laugh. Her presence brought light to our lives, and her absence would soon cast a haunting darkness upon our hearts. As the night wore on, we noticed a subtle shift in Emily's behavior. Her laughter became forced, her once glowing eyes dulled with a flicker of something indescribable. At first, we dismissed it as exhaustion from our long journey, hoping that a good night's rest would bring back the Emily we knew and loved. And indeed, when the morning sun painted the sky with hues of gold, Emily seemed to have regained her usual radiance. She greeted us with her infectious smile, her eyes twinkling with warmth and familiarity. Relieved, we attributed the strange occurrences of the previous night to mere fatigue and dismissed our concerns as baseless worries. We resumed our camping activities, hiking through the enchanting trails, and immersing ourselves in the beauty of nature. Emily appeared just as she always had, her laughter genuine, her spirit contagious. Our doubts melted away, replaced by a sense of ease and camaraderie. However, as the days stretched into nights, a lingering unease settled over our group. Subtle nuances began to taint Emily's demeanor once more, like a thin veil slipping over. Her true self. Her once glowing eyes, filled with warmth and kindness, now held a hint of coldness, a glimmer of something unsettling. In our moments of vulnerability, we shared our growing concerns with each other. Whispers of discomfort mingled with the crackling of the campfire, our voices laden with worry. We questioned whether it was exhaustion or something more sinister that clouded Emily's being. Doubt gnawed at our hearts, but we clung to the hope that it was simply our imaginations running wild. One night, as darkness descended upon the forest, we gathered around the campfire, casting wary glances at Emily. The flames danced with an eerie intensity, casting ominous shadows across our faces. It was then that Emily's mask of normalcy slipped, if only for a moment. Her smile, once genuine, contorted into something twisted and malevolent, sending shivers down our spines. We exchanged fearful glances, knowing that our concerns were not unfounded. Emily had been replaced, consumed by a force beyond our comprehension. It was no longer our dear friend who stood before us, but an entity that had slipped into our midst undetected. A collective sense of dread hung in the air as the impostor spoke with Emily's voice, mocking our futile attempts to unmask it. The chilling words it uttered dripped with malice, revealing a darkness that had hidden behind a facade of familiarity. We were trapped in a nightmare, surrounded by a presence we could not comprehend. The realization hit us like a thunderclap. Our dear Emily, our cherished friend, was lost to us, replaced by this sinister doppelganger. Panic coursed through our veins, but a glimmer of determination shone in our eyes. We knew we had to confront this impostor, to expose its deceit before it could wreak further havoc. With trembling hands, we armed ourselves with makeshift weapons and set out into the depths of the foreboding forest. Each step was laced with trepidation, each rustle in the undergrowth a harbinger of impending danger. We ventured deeper, our hearts pounding with a mix of fear and resolve. Time became a blurred amalgamation of fear and adrenaline as we scoured the wilderness, hunting for the creature that had taken our friend's form. It eluded us with calculated precision, mocking our pursuit and reveling in the chaos it had sown. We were mere pawns in its wicked game, lost in a labyrinth of deceit and despair. Days turned into nights, and nights bled into days, blurring the lines between reality and nightmare. Exhausted and battered, we found ourselves on the verge of surrender. Our spirits were crushed, our hopes fading like the dying embers of a once vibrant fire. Then, in a final act of defiance, we stumbled upon a hidden clearing, a place of darkness and dread. The creature stood before us, the veil of illusion lifted, its true form exposed. It wore Emily's face, but its eyes were voids of malevolence, windows into a world of unfathomable darkness. In that moment, our fear transformed into rage, our desperation into unwavering determination. We launched ourselves at the creature, striking with every ounce of strength we had left. But, like a shadow, it slipped through our grasp, leaving us empty-handed and broken. As the sun rose on that fateful morning, we stood in the clearing, our bodies battered, our souls haunted. The creature had vanished, leaving no trace of its existence behind. We were left with unanswered questions and an emptiness that would forever linger within us. We returned to civilization, scarred by our encounter with the unknown. The authorities were called, investigations launched, but Emily was never found. Her disappearance became another enigma in a world that often hides its darkest secrets. To this day, the memory of that camping trip lingers like a ghostly echo. The true fate of Emily remains a mystery, forever entwined with the sinister creature that assumed her form. We, the survivors, carry the weight of our shared trauma, forever bonded by the horrors we endured. So, dear reader, be wary of the faces you trust, the smiles that may hide an unspeakable darkness. The world is vast, and within its depths, forces beyond our understanding may lurk, ready to tear apart the fabric of our reality. Trust your instincts, question the familiar, and be prepared to confront the nightmares that dwell in the darkest corners of existence.
In the remote and picturesque town of Evergreen Springs, nestled amidst the grandeur of nature, I, Rachel Turner, thrived. Born and raised in this idyllic corner of the world, I developed an unwavering love for the outdoors from an early age. The majestic mountains, glistening lakes, and lush forests of the region became my sanctuary, a source of solace and inspiration. My childhood was infused with adventures and exploration. I spent countless hours climbing trees, wading through streams, and observing the wonders of wildlife. My heart danced with the rhythm of nature, and a fierce desire to protect it began to blossom within me. As I grew older, my passion for environmental preservation deepened, leading me to pursue a degree in conservation and natural resource management. Armed with knowledge and determination, I embarked on a journey to contribute to the preservation of the natural world I held dear. My path eventually led me back to Evergreen Springs, where I embraced a career as a park ranger. With its pristine landscapes and abundant wildlife, Shady Oaks National Park became my domain, a place where I could channel my dedication and expertise to protect its fragile ecosystems. My decision to become a park ranger in my hometown was not just a professional choice, it was a profound expression of my love for the land and a way to honor my roots. I recognized the importance of maintaining a delicate balance between human interaction and the preservation of the park's natural wonders. Now, with my trusty backpack, sturdy boots, and a heart filled with reverence for the wilderness, I patrol the trails and hidden corners of Shady Oaks National Park. I greet each day with a deep sense of purpose, driven by my desire to ensure that future generations can experience the same awe and wonder I felt as a child. My connection to the land is more than professional, it is personal. The park's towering redwoods and babbling creeks hold a lifetime of memories and stories, each tree whispers a tale, and every rock bears witness to my footsteps. The people of Evergreen Springs know me as a steward of the land, a familiar figure who has grown up among them and shares their love for the natural beauty that surrounds us. As I venture into the mysteries of the forest to unravel the fate of the missing, I draw strength from my deep roots in Evergreen Springs. It is a place that has shaped me, instilling within me a reverence for nature's delicate balance and an unwavering commitment to preserving its wonders. Little do I know that the disappearance I am about to face will test my resolve like never before, challenging not only my skills as a park ranger but also my own understanding of the forces that lurk within the untamed wilderness. The moon cast an eerie glow upon the desolate landscape of Shady Oaks National Park as I made my way through the dense forest. The call had come in earlier that day, a desperate plea for help from a family torn apart by the inexplicable disappearance of their daughter, Lily. As a young and determined park ranger named Rachel, I embarked on a harrowing journey into the heart of darkness, knowing all too well that some mysteries were never meant to be solved. The family's anguish was palpable as I arrived at their modest cabin on the outskirts of the park. They recounted the chilling events leading up to Lily's vanishing. It was a peaceful evening, they said, as Lily and her parents sat around a crackling campfire, sharing stories and laughter. But as the night wore on, a sense of unease settled over them like a heavy fog. They described an inexplicable chill in the air, an unsettling stillness that descended upon the woods. It was as if an unseen presence lingered, watching their every move. Then, in a moment that defied all logic, Lily simply vanished. 1 second she was there, and the next, she had disappeared into thin air. The family had searched frantically, calling out her name into the silent night, but their efforts were in vain. The park rangers, and even the local authorities, were baffled by the eerie circumstances surrounding Lily's disappearance. Theories emerged: a kidnapping, an animal attack, even whispers of supernatural forces at play. But in the end, they were just fragments of speculation, mere shadows dancing on the edge of the unknown. As I absorbed their words, a chill ran down my spine, and I knew that the path I was about to tread would lead me into a darkness unlike anything I had ever encountered. The trail led me deep into the wilderness, where the ancient trees stood like towering sentinels, their branches twisted and gnarled. A sense of foreboding hung heavily in the air, as if the forest itself held its breath, aware of the chilling fate that awaited those who dared to seek answers. I followed Lily's last known footsteps, my flashlight cutting through the oppressive darkness. With each passing moment, the weight of despair grew heavier upon my shoulders. There were no signs of struggle, no remnants of Lily's presence. She had simply vanished, leaving behind only a haunting void. As I pushed further into the unknown, a sense of unease washed over me. The whispering wind carried fragmented voices that danced at the edge of my consciousness. They spoke of ancient curses and vengeful spirits, their words echoing through the trees, weaving a sinister tapestry of dread. Days turned into weeks, and still, there was no trace of Lily. The forest seemed to taunt me, its twisted corridors leading me in circles. I questioned my sanity as shadows danced just beyond the reach of my light, morphing and shifting in a macabre display. In my darkest moments, I contemplated giving up, accepting that Lily had succumbed to forces beyond my understanding. But a flicker of determination burned within me, refusing to be extinguished. I couldn't abandon her, couldn't let her become another nameless victim claimed by the enigmatic clutches of shady oaks. The forest became my ally and my nemesis. It whispered secrets and lured me deeper into its treacherous heart. The line between reality and nightmare blurred, as if the very fabric of time and space had warped within its twisted embrace. Then, one moonlit night, as I stood on the precipice of surrender, a revelation washed over me. I realized that some mysteries were not meant to be unraveled, some disappearances not meant to be explained. Shady oaks had claimed Lily, consumed her essence, and sealed her fate within its timeless grip. With a heavy heart, I retraced my steps, my footsteps echoing the bittersweet symphony of loss. As I emerged from the haunting depths of the forest, I carried the weight of a tragic tale, forever etched in my soul. The missing persons case remained unsolved, a lingering enigma that would forever haunt the memories of those left behind. Shady Oaks National Park stood as a testament to the unfathomable, a place where the lost vanished into the ethereal abyss, leaving only whispers in their wake. And so, I continue my duties as a park ranger, forever changed by the fateful encounter with Lily's disappearance. The forest's secrets remain locked away, hidden in the shadows, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are destined to endure, never to be uncovered. I was always the one drawn to the unexplained, the eerie whispers that caress the corners of my mind. My name is Emily, a perpetual seeker of the extraordinary and the macabre. With an insatiable curiosity burning within me, I found solace in the shadows, yearning to unravel the secrets that lay hidden beneath the surface of our mundane existence. As part of a tight-knit group of friends, I led the charge when it came to exploring the mysteries that danced on the edge of our reality. Little did I know that on that particular night, my insatiable hunger for the unknown would lead us into a realm of terror we could never have fathomed. I was always drawn to the thrill of the unknown, the tantalizing mysteries that whispered through the shadows. And on that fateful night, the allure of adventure beckoned us with an irresistible charm. My friends and I, a tight-knit group of thrill-seekers, found ourselves immersed in a moonlit evening on the shores of our beloved coastal town. The air crackled with anticipation as laughter and music mingled in the salty breeze. It was a vibrant beach party where carefree spirits danced under the watchful gaze of the moon. But deep within us, an unspoken curiosity yearned for something more, something darker. Whispering Shores had always been a haven for folklore and haunting tales, a place where legends interwove with reality. Stories of lost souls and mysterious disappearances whispered through the hushed conversations of locals, seeping into our eager minds like poison ivy. Whispering Shores was once a thriving community, but tragedy struck one night, engulfing the town in sorrow. The sea, once a source of prosperity, unleashed its wrath, claiming the lives of many fishermen and their families. As the waves crashed against the shoreline, they left a trail of despair and unanswered questions. Rumors circulated among the townsfolk, tales of a ghostly yacht that would appear on moonlit nights, luring unsuspecting souls to their doom. Whispers of spectral figures roaming its decks, their mournful cries carried by the wind. Some claimed to have seen the vessel, but their stories were dismissed as mere fabrications, the ramblings of disturbed minds. But we were different. We craved the forbidden, yearning to unravel the truth hidden beneath the surface. So, as the party raged on, we found ourselves drawn towards the secrets that whispered in the darkest corners of Whispering Shores. In our hearts, we knew that stepping foot on that yacht would forever change our lives. The air grew heavy with foreboding, and yet we couldn't resist the call of the unknown. With bated breath and a glimmer of fear in our eyes, we ventured forth, leaving the vibrant chaos of the beach party behind. Little did we know, the veil between the living and the dead was about to lift, revealing a realm of terror we were ill-prepared to face. Our fates intertwined with the haunting of Whispering Shores, forever bound by the darkness we dared to explore. This is the chilling tale of that moonlit night, where curiosity danced with malevolence, and our spirits were forever scarred by the haunting presence that awaited us on the shores of the unknown. Our group of intrepid explorers stumbled upon an isolated cove, hidden away from the prying eyes of the world. The coastline, rugged and untamed, held secrets in its every crevice. It was in this moment that our eyes fell upon it, an enigmatic yacht, glimmering in the moonlight, seemingly abandoned. Its polished exterior contrasted with the eerie stillness that hung heavy in the air. The revelry of the beach party faded into the background as our gazes locked onto the yacht's mysterious allure. Whispers of forgotten tales danced on the wind, beckoning us towards the unknown. Drawn by an irresistible force, we cast caution aside and decided to embark on this impulsive adventure. Curiosity coursed through our veins, drowning out the lingering doubts that lingered in the depths of our minds. As we stepped onto the yacht, a shiver ran down my spine, and an unsettling sensation settled deep within me. The pulsating energy of the party we left behind seemed worlds away as an eerie quietude enveloped the vessel. The air held a weight, laden with a sense of anticipation and foreboding that sent a ripple of unease through our souls. Our group split up, venturing into different areas of the yacht, each of us lured by the prospect of hidden treasures and thrilling discoveries. The once gleaming hallways now whispered tales of faded grandeur, as creeping shadows danced along the walls. Creaking floorboards echoed our every step, harmonizing with the palpable tension that hung in the air. Flickering lights cast ominous silhouettes upon the worn furniture, heightening our anticipation and trepidation with each flicker. Locked rooms taunted us, their secrets begging to be unraveled. Faded photographs scattered across dusty tables spoke of forgotten memories, while cryptic notes scattered throughout the yacht hinted at a tragic past that refused to fade away. We gathered, reuniting to share our unsettling findings, and a sinking realization washed over us like a relentless wave. Something ominous lurked within the very heart of the yacht, casting its shadow upon our once carefree souls. The lines between curiosity and fear blurred, as we found ourselves entangled in a web of inexplicable phenomena. Unexplained occurrences intensified, pushing the boundaries of our comprehension. Objects moved of their own accord, as if guided by an unseen hand. Whispers, barely audible, echoed through the narrow corridors, their source a haunting mystery. Cold gusts of wind brushed against our cheeks, ruffling our hair, despite the stagnant air within the yacht. The once vibrant atmosphere turned oppressive, pressing down upon our chests, squeezing out the last remnants of our carefree excitement. Fear clung to our skin, weaving its way into the very fabric of our beings. Doubts gnawed at our sanity, questioning the wisdom of our decision to delve into the heart of the enigma that had consumed us. Determination gripped our hearts as we resolved to uncover the truth concealed within the yacht's bowels. Following a trail of cryptic clues, our steps grew resolute, fueled by the need for answers. The atmosphere thickened as we ventured deeper, guided by an invisible hand that seemed both malevolent and desperate. In a hidden chamber, concealed from the prying eyes of time, we discovered a forgotten journal. Its pages whispered tales of the yacht's previous owners, their lives tragically intertwined with the very vessel that now held us captive. Each word etched upon the aged paper revealed a story of love, betrayal, and a fate that had sealed their souls within these haunted walls. The spirits of the deceased, trapped between the realms of the living and the dead, manifested before us. Their mournful visages reflected an eternity of longing and anguish. In their spectral presence, we found ourselves torn between terror and empathy, our hearts aching for their plight. With trembling voices and outstretched hands, we offered solace and understanding. Through empathetic communication, we unraveled the knots of their unfinished business, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness that had consumed them. In that moment, we became conduits of redemption, witnessing the release of their tortured souls. As the night waned, we emerged from the depths of the haunted yacht, forever changed by our encounter with the ethereal. The weight of their stories clung to our beings, forever etched into our memories. Leaving behind the vessel that had held us captive, we carried with us the knowledge that we had provided solace and closure to the tormented spirits. Our footsteps echoed with reverence as we stepped back onto the shores of the living, forever bonded by the indescribable connection forged within those haunted halls. Reflecting upon the unpredictability of fate and the profound impact chance encounters can have on one's life, we vowed to carry the lessons learned from that haunting night into our future. The specters of the past had become a part of us, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of our own mortality. With a sense of awe in our hearts, we embraced the inexplicable bond that had formed between the living and the dead. The mysteries of the yacht and the spirits it harbored would forever linger in the recesses of our souls, a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural and the fragility of our own existence.